People are so clever and or willing to put different stuff in their ass that you can get a lot of stuff in jail. You don't know how many stamps a grown man will shove in his ass. It's a lot.
But yeah, guys, fucking season 3.
Season 3.
Season 3. We got some new toys. We got some new cast.
Are we recording?
We have been recording, yeah.
We've been recording this whole time, and
You're
I'm
gonna
just sitting here like a fat fuck eating.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta eat, bud.
Yeah.
You're a growing boy.
Ryan, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Oh, yeah. Remember, always you want to have it pretty close. If you can
Yeah,
hear
talk
yourself.
as close pretty much as you want.
Yeah.
Look at.
This is where you about want it. It's right in front of your face.
Yeah.
Okay, like right.
That
Try and you get you actually get the belt if you can wrap your mouth around the microphone.
I mean, how far do I get it?
That's up to you.
Yeah, you can move it however you want. Like, if you want to
yeah?
lean back, dude, if you want to go like that,
You
you're
want to
good.
get on
Enjoy
the
it.
table and hang
throttle
your
it
head
between my
over the
legs.
side.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly. Keep it nice and cozy.
I'll keep it inside, man. It'll be fine.
Ooh, okay.
Warm.
So
Balmy 98.6.
Got your mind out of the gutter.
But no, I showed Evan and Ryan the table that I got for the felt, so that way we can do some board games and stuff.
He wanted to cut holes through it and remount the microphone stands through it. I'm like, dude, why not just put the thing right on the edge here?
Right. I mean, that makes sense. Once again, less work,
That's what
less
I thought you were
sewing.
going to be doing.
Yeah, it was less cutting, less
Because
sewing.
it's also like you don't want it all the way over here because then the guys that are sitting here are gonna have to
Right.
like reach over to even reach their shit.
Yeah, you're gonna
Right,
get the
but
long
like
bench.
the length of the table is almost the exact same as the length of that felt. So it would go over this table almost
That
perfectly.
Oh, I didn't see
It's
how.
folded
Yeah,
in threes.
it
I
folds
didn't
it
see
in
that,
thirds.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
That thing's gonna cover this whole
Oh,
thing.
you're probably gonna have to then.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll figure something out.
But no, we have some new toys here. Of course, this is the first time that Evan and Ryan have seen the championship belt, now held by currently held by AJ.
in the flesh.
Oh yeah. I told him I was like, "How do you want to defend the belt?" And he hasn't given an answer yet. But it's going to be a consensus between all of us. We sort of have to all think of an idea of what would be cool for everyone to try to attain the belt.
Literally better than everyone, it says.
Yes, exactly. But no, I asked him, he said, "Hey, by the way, I'm pretty much only going to be free on Wednesdays for a long time here because I'm working all the time now, and my friends and I are starting a business." And I'm like, "Really, a business?" And he goes, "Yeah, it involves drinking." I'm like, "Oh, really? Really?" So and as soon as he texts that back, I immediately think of the Underpants Gnomes, where it's like, step 1, drinking.
Yeah.
Step 2, step 3, profit.
Yeah.
I'm like, it sounds exactly what I think.
Did
it
he
would
say
be.
what kind of business it was, or just that it involves?
He mentioned
drinking?
He also mentioned
there-
it was security based. So I'm
Security-based drinking.
Exactly. So
Security.
in my head, it's just like him surrounding with whatever goons he's hanging out with. He goes, "Guys, I got this awesome idea. Guys, listen. What if we got this? This darn
Everybody
shit-
safe? All right,
Yeah.
good
Wait,
job.
back door. Everyone back door.
the shit we do every night. We already get paid for. What if we did it and got more fucked up and got paid for it?" I'm like, okay, that pretty much sounds exactly what I assumed it would have been. And then everyone gives themselves positive reformations, and then says that has someone looking out the peephole in the door every other 3 seconds. It sounds about how it
Okay,
would
so
have
the
been.
Jersey Shore with guns.
Nobody can.
Yeah.
There's no harshing of vibes allowed. That's rule number 1.
You're stuck right there.
The problem is he doesn't realize there's more to that business than being a bouncer. He thinks that that's the money.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just going to think he can just go out there and bounce and just fucking
Yeah.
stand in front of a door somewhere and people are going to pay him.
Drinking beers and doing drugs and fighting at the bar. Yeah.
That's the product.
Oh my
terrible.
god! I was thinking about photoshopping AJ as an underpants gnome. Now I want him to Photoshop him as the
Photoshop
Russell
him as,
Crowe, the Russell Crowe from South Park,
Crowe.
fighting
As
around the world.
himself.
Russell Crowe was actually interviewed about that in that parody. And
Dude,
he
he's
was
so
like-
pissed off, but he plays it off like he's not.
I
yeah.
got to see that.
It's really funny because he's
Yeah.
just like,
I can see him being
well,
upset.
the extremely funny man, of course. It's like, but you can tell there's like that moment where his eyes flash. I say what? But he's got like his soft Aussie actor voice on the whole time.
Yep.
He's like tremendously funny man, really.
Right.
And He's like, although it's a very good representation of my career as a whole. 'Cause I've always had to fight my way up.
He smiles.
Oh yeah.
That's really good.
The amount of people that have had like really positive reactions to being parodied on that show, it's almost like a badge of honor at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like we always joke in Discord about Mark Zuckerberg's parody. Like, you cannot defend my style.
He was almost given too much credit.
This fridge cannot.
Way too much credit.
This fridge cannot stop me. What makes you think you can? Yes. Yeah, that is
Yes.
good.
Oh,
I still like the Jeff Bezos, or he's like the telepathic guy from Star
like,
Trek.
yes.
They do not feel fulfilled.
It is all about fulfillment. But no, another cool toy that I got courtesy of Santa Claus was our new toy, our new TV.
Yeah, I didn't even process that was really there.
Oh yeah, welcome to Mook Vision.
Look at
I
that,
was
man.
looking at it, but I really didn't even like process that that's there.
Yeah, exactly. So now we'll be able to like everything that I'm sort of showing. I won't have to like
Oh, and
flip
so
the
you
laptop.
control that on the laptop now.
Yep, and you can control it via the phone as well. So you've actually, so I'm just Chromecasting it right now because it has Chromecast built in. So I'm just Chromecasting it, and so whenever I want to show something, I don't have to flip the fucking laptop to you guys.
Right, yeah.
And we can
Way
actually
better.
see it.
That's pretty cool.
That's a great idea. If only,
I like it.
man.
Yeah, it's at
Who
least
gave
32
you that
inches.
idea, Dave?
I don't know. He's a smart guy. He's a leader. Someone would call him a general.
Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan. Don't
Dude.
say that. We're gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, dude! Like every other hour, CNN has some fucking thing to say about Joe Rogan.
Of
It's
course.
insanely stupid. It's like he gets more views than we do. That's something's wrong about that. There's
Well, yeah,
clearly
he's getting
something
flack
wrong.
right now
It's
'cause
not.
of-
It's
Didn't he
Dude,
just get a bunch of episodes removed off Spotify?
Yeah,
70.
because Spotify's pissed.
Yeah, they removed a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they don't have a choice.
yeah, they did that.
If enough people point the finger at you, you got to be like, all right, well, I guess you're all looking at me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the thing. He's not like Rogan's not hiding anything. He literally has like he didn't remove those episodes, but he's had any sort of controversial guest or controversial opinion someone gave on his show up for what 10 years now, 12 years almost. So it's like whatever, dude. If you're just jealous that somebody has interesting people on that gets more views and more listens than you do, then fucking maybe get better.
Well, he also said, what I could do and what could improve on is actually have a little bit more of a diversity
Diverse.
of messages, and maybe not, or maybe have them in an order that makes sense, so the information gets out there effectively instead of kind of in between random episodes.
Right. He did do that a few years ago with there was something going on with like Palestine and Israel, and he had like
Right.
Barry Weiss on, and then he had like somebody else who had another like immediately like his next guest was someone who had like any sort of differing opinions, and so it was a really good back and forth, and something like that where you could take like a subject matter that just came up in the news, and with him being able to have that pull, you could have somebody who has like one side of the argument and then the next episode the other side. I wouldn't prefer it being like a debate style because like that would just get into arguments and then like he'd have to like moderate.
Yeah, you
But
could
if
ask
you can just have a
questions.
you can have a 3-hour conversation with somebody and then the next day or the next week have another 3-hour conversation with somebody and get other side of the fence or another opinion or another statistic that maybe have counterpointed that.
And you can ask a hard question in a comfortable setting.
I definitely feel like he's
Relatively
good at
comfortable.
conversation.
He's
Like he's good at sitting
Really
down
good.
and having a conversation, not letting it get out of. Like I haven't seen a crazy amount of his stuff to be honest, but I've only seen some videos. But it seems like he's good at holding a conversation, not letting it turn into a heated debate and shit.
I want to see him do a presidential.
Presidential
So
debate.
many people.
moderated
That'd be
debate
so great.
for the
Huge.
presidential election.
There was a huge poll that went out.
That'll
saying
never happen
how many
now.
people- no way. There's no fucking way.
Absolutely.
If it doesn't
not.
work, it's not going
Unless
to lose anything.
Unless both campaigns agree to do it,
It would never happen.
it would have to be both campaigns agree to do it, and it would have no coverage from like any other major news network.
The
It would
past
have to
two
be
were
just, and
pretty
it would have to be completely
rough.
dropped. Like you couldn't announce that, hey, in 3 weeks, this is gonna happen. It would be like, hey, by the way, a week ago this happened, and I'm posting it now. Like that would be the only way to do it. But no, that's it's crazy to see how much of like people have loved him for so many years because he had opinions that they agreed with, but then all of a sudden he has like 2 or 3 guests on that don't have those opinions, and he has good conversations with them, and he may not agree with it, but all of a sudden just to give them a platform, they're like, nope, fuck this dude, gotta go, can't have him. It's ridiculous.
You said Jordan Peterson on one too many times for me to be comfortable with him.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson's a gateway to Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's a Nazi.
Jesus.
Actually,
Wasn't he on Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Yeah.
I don't know.
Seemed a little bit more reasonable. Than
really-
say
interesting.
hypothetically, we're having a conversation.
Yeah. and there just so happens to be a swastika on my yarmulke.
On my yarmulke. And keep in mind, this entire time, my wife is a doctor.
Yes.
a medical doctor.
Medical doctor. So I know what I'm talking about.
Not sure how sex works, but I think that's how knowledge is transferred. So
has something to do with moistness. I wouldn't know too much about that part, but however, I do know that there is moistness. There's supposed to be moistness involved.
I wouldn't say
I
it was
wasn't
dry.
there when my children were made. All right. Now that we established,
But on paper, it made sense, so I agreed.
Dude, who was it? Milo, when he had his first kid, when he posted that picture of like his first baby on Twitter, Milo Yiannopoulos, whatever the provocateur guy name was, immediately had some sort of tweet that had like insinuated that that the father of the child was a black man. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I wasn't even sure if he had kids.
Yeah, he's got like 3 or 4, I think, right now. But it's it's hilarious. Fuck it. Yeah.
dude, it makes me never want to be famous. For every one person that likes you, there's 20 that are just waiting for you to fucking make one slip up.
Oh,
like, yeah. Say one dumb thing, like mess up a word.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You just get torn to shreds.
Someone,
best
I can't
case
remember.
scenario.
You misspelled inconvenience? Look at this dumb fuck.
Yeah, dude, there was one political candidate like 20 years ago who was like during the interview, he slipped up like one sentence, said one dumb phrase that was weird, and he trashed his campaign completely, and he dropped out like 3 weeks later because it
doesn't take a lot, dude.
Yeah. It was before internet memes too. It was like way before that.
That's why they all act like robots, because there's like PR firms that are out drilling this shit into their heads where it's like you need to answer that with thank you for your question. That's a good question. That's gonna give you 5.6 seconds to think of a way to say something without saying anything. And it's it's hardly about like being qualified for the job. It's just being able to
Just imagine the guy who tried to do that for Trump. He sits in the back room during.
Dude, that's
during
probably
the
why
debates.
he went so many. He went through
Campaign managers,
No,
right.
press guys,
Right.
secretaries,
Oh,
but
yeah.
by another
Oh,
extent, campaign managers.
Yeah,
Both of
but
them are on the same.
I'm thinking like he's just sitting on the couch going, okay, we went over the lines. Good. We're good. It's like, okay, this is a good question. Like we've been training this for days. Okay. Wait, what? No.
You're surrounded by 3 laptops that each have 3 different browsers up, so you can just keep making sure you don't miss any tweets. Like it's just constantly playing damage control.
Yes.
You're looking at the paper that you handed him, and it's page 1. Things like not to do.
He's got a circle of Bluetooth devices that he just has to rotate like fucking a barrel of varmints. Hold on. Yeah, listen, he didn't mean all countries are Mexico, okay? I'll be right back.
All 3 Latin American Mexicos.
Mexico 2, followed by Mexico 3. The Mexicaning.
Mexico. Deeper Mexico. The Mexico where they speak French.
Oh God. But no, there's this like a whole bunch of those like I don't know if it's like Republican or conservative types, like a whole bunch of them in the last like few years have moved to Florida. So like because Florida's been going from blue to purple to red over the last like 10 years, you're having like this huge like amount of like the people on that side that have all moved to Florida and they're all collaborating and doing shit together, which is weird. Because like that used to be like the way for the left in like California and New York where they'd all like collaborate and they'd all live together. But there really wasn't some place for like the other side to do that except maybe Texas. And Texas kind of was, But then all of them have moved to like Florida and shit.
Have any of you guys seen Don't Look Up yet?
Oh yeah,
Dude, yeah.
That's really good.
Mine was
Brilliant.
saying it was like so
Yeah,
fucking
it's
meta.
good.
So
yeah, it's so
really
meta.
meta, but it's still funny at the same time. Ron Perlman plays this like mercenary dude. That's,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
Ron
God,
gotta
it's
see
so
it
good.
even.
It's so good. It's just from a different generation. They just keep saying he says some crazy off the wall, like not like outwardly racist shit. but like
shit
when he's,
like you can't do
when
today.
he's launching up, he's like, to all the Americans out there, this is for you. And all the gay people, and, then he's like, and the blacks, and then
He's like trying to be PC, but doesn't
and
care.
the Indians, both the something, the feather and the dot or some shit.
Jeez.
And then he's like, "Have you ever all just thought about teaming up? Imagine that."
Oh,
Ron
God.
Perlman's pretty great.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
he's
pretty
almost
awesome.
70, dude. And people are still wanting him. He wants to do Hellboy 3.
Oh, he's like, we have to for the fans. I mean,
Exactly, that's
damn,
what he
I'm
was
gonna be-
saying.
I'm gonna be
It needs to be.
It is a trilogy.
be 7 years old.
The
but
end of the
still,
second
I
one
have
was
to.
like leading up to
Yeah.
there being a third one. It's
Right. That's what I'm saying. It needs to be a trilogy.
Right, and the one that came out after was just really weird. Like it was if it was in if it was in like the framework of a comic book, it actually probably would have done well. But just the actor didn't feel as good as Perlman did because it would.
Who was it?
I can't remember the name of the actor.
It's somebody that does really good shit too. I can't. Look it up because I want to know.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, I'm blanking. I don't remember.
Yeah. No, here it is. Hellboy.
Not that one. Just it's 20. It's not 2014. It's like 2019.
Yeah.
I didn't
David.
even see
Yeah,
that.
David
yeah,
Harbour.
it's the
That's
guy-
David Harbour.
The guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking
No
loves that guy.
shit.
I love that character, dude. His character development in that show is so fucking good. Goes from just being the cop to like the dad who's trying, who's just like.
What is this? Is this a different movie that came out?
Yeah, so in 2019 they released another Hellboy that wasn't with Ron Perlman,
Yeah, I didn't
and it was
see
supposed
that.
to be like a younger version of Hellboy, and it just didn't do well.
That's probably why I
Like
didn't see it.
it was okay. I watched it. It was all right, but it was just not good. But whatever. But no, we were talking about Florida, Chad, and I saw this story and I thought you would love it because it has two things that I think you enjoy. I know you like firearms, and I also know that you like. I know your brother does. What is it? What's the thing where? No, what's the not the excavating thing, but the thing you take on the beach?
Oh,
Metal
the,
detecting.
Metal detecting. Yeah,
Right.
the metal detector.
Right.
He's a small scale excavator. You're
Right.
not wrong.
He just sold some of his findings.
Yeah, I've
Made
heard.
hundreds.
Nice. So, have you ever gone magnet fishing before? I feel like you've gone
Yeah,
magnet fishing.
and I mean, I haven't personally. But that is something my brother does as well.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm fucking high.
Nice. So, there was this grandfather and this kid in Florida who were going off of this bridge that the grandfather has gone a few times, and so the grandson did it. And so they were out looking for just anything they can find magnet fishing, and they come across two fucking old school sniper rifles, like actual sniper rifles in the river.
In Florida?
Yes. Of course, the serial numbers were scrubbed off, as it would be in Florida.
They were thrown off a bridge, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. So, like, someone definitely killed somebody with these sniper rifles and then decided that they were just going to throw them in the river.
Right.
And they haven't been,
Oh,
and they've
feel-good
been,
story.
with, like, the amount of,
Never
like,
got
corrosion
found.
and shit that was on them. Let me see if it pulls up. But if you look right there, you can see how much, like,
Yeah.
corrosion and shit is on that. But no, apparently
zoom in
the
on that?
value of those two guns, once they cleaned them up, was about $20,000. But because the serial numbers were scrubbed,
50
like,
cal snipers.
yeah. So, like, the fact that, and it was probably maybe some jarhead who had kept him for a while and needed to get rid of him or
Right.
whatever.
They look military. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, that almost looks like the receiver of a Barrett.
It
but
looks like a Barrett. It does.
Yeah, it's probably a Barrett.
But they had to turn him into the police because someone scrubbed the serial numbers off.
On the right,
So-
it looks like a SR-25 or like an AR-10 or something like that.
Maybe.
It says 250 cals. That one's probably a Beowulf. 50 cal.
Oh, yeah, the Beowulf, dude. That thing is very impractical from what I've seen. It's
What,
just like,
Beowulf?
yeah, it's just so much fucking recoil for an assault
No,
rifle.
I wouldn't. You got a Mosin. That's the best sniper rifle you'll ever need.
Well, it's made
I
for
know.
disabling vehicles and like heavy targets.
Yeah, 50 cals were originally anti-vehicles.
Yeah.
But
Meant
then
to go through an
Right to the
engine
engine block. Yeah.
right, but then like the Marines were like, wait, we can kill people with these? And then they start using, which incinerates or explodes an entire body. Like I've seen footage from the spotter scopes of a 50 cal going through a rock or through a cinder block in a hill, and all of a sudden you just see behind you like half a body just flip over the hill of some insurgent. And I'm just like, oh Jesus, that's the little definition of overkill.
A little bit of overkill.
Yeah, a little bit. But no, just imagine some kid, some like 8-year-old kid going, I was like, I'm just gonna find like some like tire, like some wheel wells or some shit like that, or some.
Yeah,
brake
I didn't
pads.
realize how little that kid was actually in the picture.
Yeah, he's like 10 years old at best, and he pulls up 20 grand worth of fucking heavy armaments.
We've all found heavy armaments as children.
Yeah, we've all found weapons in the forest.
Dude, I found one time. My brother and I were going out from the woods in West Ashley. I'm not gonna say the exact spot. But we were just going through the woods, and there was a tree, like it was an old abandoned tree house that we were hanging out in, and we were just walking around, and my brother tripped on something, and we looked through it, and through like 6 inches of mud was a handgun. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. So we buried it back up. We didn't know what to do with it. And
Buried it back up, so you're an accessory now.
we went to our dad, and our dad goes, what did you find? And we're like, it's like, it looked like a gun. And they're like, it looked like a gun or it was a gun? Like, it was a gun. And it's like, don't you ever go back there. Don't ever go back there. Don't ever fuck with it because now you've touched it. And I'm like, okay, sure. So a 12-year-old is going to be an accessory to a murder that happened like 7 years
Your
ago.
dad thought the same thing.
I could probably go find that gun if I wanted to. I could probably dig
You know where it is?
I have a very
go.
good idea of where it is.
Go do that.
I'm sure it's in great condition.
I'm gonna get a call 3 weeks later from like, oh, this is Officer Johnson from the North Charleston.
Yeah, they were. It was a sting operation. They bury the guns in just random spots. And if somebody doesn't immediately bury it back up, it's just fucking
God.
You didn't call the police and report it? Yeah. You're going to jail.
No.
some huge fucking southern sheriff with the reflective
Yeah.
shades just comes barreling through the trees.
Dude,
Looks like we caught a criminal.
the millennial versions, of those sheriffs aren't going to be with the big aviators. It's going to be with those big fucking glasses that Macho Man Randy Savage used to wear, but now they're for like
Stunner
fishermen's.
shades.
What are those fucking razor or not razor, but like they're giant ass fucking glasses. that are reflective.
Instead of the Punisher thing on the back of their cars, they're gonna have Pickle Rick stickers.
We're the Pickle Rick Squad.
Just fake
So
burping
dumb.
whenever they're on the radio.
Yeah,
Their
we're
door's open.
Hi, babe.
Oh, I thought it was a cat.
What's up?
The cat, dude, the cats have learned how to get in here.
I bet.
They can use doors.
What's up?
Have fun.
That was recorded.
Have fun.
Hey,
Yeah.
you heard him.
Sorry, I'm high, babe.
You too.
Yeah, where we're from, there's a police department that puts Punisher stickers on all their cars because they think they're cool.
Which is super ironic because
Yeah, it's
pretty
pretty
dumb.
the fucking Punisher.
Was a cop.
Well, no, he was a military guy who went rogue or like who got
I
killed.
thought he was a cop who went.
He was
In the movie,
ex-military.
he was.
Oh.
Yeah, but
But obviously the movie's different.
but even in the comics, there was a thing where the Punisher saw cops who had stickers of his skull on there, and he just beat the shit out of those cops. Like, that is not for you to fucking have. I'm just like, okay, that's whatever. But no, speaking of sting operations, so there's a jail up in South Carolina that a few years ago had the worst prison riot in the last like 30 years. Where like it was a huge fucking prison riot. It was 7+ people died, and like another 30 to 40 were injured. And so ever since then, they've really had to step up like security on a lot of the state prisons because apparently like they're super understaffed. Like no one wants to be a prison guard in South Carolina.
That's scary.
And
Dude, being a prison guard sucks because like 90% of the people you're guarding aren't really that fucking bad.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they get worse because they're around people that are actually bad. It's like for every
Yes.
10 person in a jail, only one person is like an actual
Hardened,
somebody
horrible
who
person.
probably deserves to be there.
Right.
Yeah, like Dude, there's just like so many guys that were there for like fucking tax fraud because it would have been easier to just go do a year at jail than it would have been to fucking pay it all back.
Right.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the recidivism rate is like
Dude, some
65%, and that was like back in like I think 2010 maybe.
Right. Okay.
Dude, we
So
have like
it's-
800 people per every 100,000 is in prison.
Yeah.
And the next closest country is not even close.
Oh,
Like
no,
maybe
yeah,
a tenth of that.
Right. Our incarceration rate is so much higher.
I mean, it might be China. It might be number 2, and they have like 80 per. So
Dude.
they're like at a rate 10 less than
Yeah.
ours. It's fucking nuts.
Dude, it was so fucking funny. The first day of the Olympics, there was a reporter who was like reporting for the Olympics, but was like had something in the background or mentioned something about what was going on in China. And the Chinese police immediately dragged the reporter off of the camera view live.
Yeah, dude.
Like Tiananmen Square, right? Just gone.
Well, that
Just
didn't
like,
happen.
Just ripped them away. Like the 2 police officers, one had like a face covering or whatever, both grabbed him and took him off of the camera angle, like saying like, you can't fucking film here or you can't report
I saw a
this.
video of
Ridiculous.
some Chinese teenager living here. The Chinese police had like video timed her.
Yeah.
And they were like saying like, "Is this your fucking Twitter account?" And she's like, "No, I don't even have Twitter." And he's like, "Oh, I want to show you." And he's just like sitting right there with the girl's father.
Oh my god!
Yeah. And
What?
she's like, "Are you okay?" And he's, "Oh yes." Like,
I'm doing peachy,
fucking
sweetie.
great. Like I'm loving it. What a stupid question. I'm living in China. Of course I'm fucking happy.
Yeah.
Why would you ask that?
I'm next to this nice, kind officer for the state.
It's helping me.
helping me out.
I had clumsily hit my own head in with a billy club, and he was nice enough
To remove it from my skull.
And the dang door, I mean, it wouldn't open, so it was really nice of him to kick it in. And you know how much I hate that dog. That loud ass dog.
Oh god.
Oh god. But no, they had a sting operation for this Lee County jail, where what they found out was happening. They couldn't figure out what was going on with all of this contraband that was coming into the jail. They could not figure it out. So after like
It was the CO.
it wasn't
Bullshit.
no. Drones.
It's always this.
It was a drone.
Oh
These
yeah, I
drones.
heard about that drone.
Yeah, so there was these drones, and this story broke in the local paper a few weeks ago or a few months ago, but the full investigation came out where there were a bunch of people that were in this collaboration thing where they would take drones and drop shit into the prison.
Yeah, I remember this being a huge problem here.
Yeah. And so they found, when they seized this thing, they seized a few drones, but it was 100 pounds of tobacco, 13 pounds of marijuana, 843, what's up? Grams of methamphetamine.
I think that's a nice. That's a little chef's kiss on the whole thing.
14 grams of crack cocaine, or cocaine light as they like to call it. Diet Coke, right? 40 grams of regular cocaine and 12 drones, 3 guns, 2 knives, 25 cell phones, and about
They were
60
dropping guns off.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Why would you want to have a gun in prison?
Well,
I mean, the drone must have had to carry a heavy payload there.
Well, it was over time, like a little bit by little bit over time.
Yeah, that would-
They had the
probably-
barrel dropped off and the slide and the
That's
receiver.
just
and
like the total
trigger
Well, it might have
mechanism.
been where they raided the place that held the drones and all the contraband
Oh.
as well. So like
Yeah,
they
just
had
threw it all under one
warehouse.
thing.
right, and
Well,
a bunch of
These guys
cash.
played Grand
solve
Theft
that
Auto,
problem.
for
There
sure.
won't be any
Right.
contraband getting into this jail.
Exactly. So like, so they discovered the abandoned drones near the prison fences, and in those drones they had 100 grams of meth and 5 pounds of tobacco, which would only be cigarettes, right?
Oh my god.
It would only have to be cigarettes.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could have just been.
I mean, no,
loose
they can just
tobacco.
lose tobacco.
Yeah, remember
Loose
the good old
tobacco
days you
and
used to
piss.
smuggle
They have
cigarettes
paper
in
they
the
can roll.
prison.
You can find
Fine.
paper and shit to roll up.
You can
Use a
fucking roll
Bible.
anything. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Bibles are common because the paper's so thin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
okay.
everybody
Super
gets
thin.
Bibles are like given out. Religious texts given out.
You definitely
Oh,
get a Bible in prison.
Let's see. What are we picking today?
people-
Let's
dude,
see.
people
Let's pick
are-
the Book of James.
People are so clever and or willing to put different stuff in their ass that you can get a lot of stuff in jail. You don't know
Right.
how many
How
stamps a grown man will shove in his ass. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Because stamps are currency when you go from like the county jail to the
Stamps?
state jail. Yeah.
Stamps.
Yeah, because people like to write
Like postal stamps.
postal
Holy
stamps.
shit.
I
Like stamp
shit you
collectors
not,
in
dude.
jail?
Like, so that's the easiest thing because they're 50 cents a piece and they're fucking small.
Tiny,
so
yeah.
it's like if you're good at rolling it up, you could put a lot of fucking stamps in your ass.
Jesus.
6
What,
kilos
and
of stamps.
sneak him into prison?
Yeah.
They won't let you just bring him in.
No,
No.
they don't want you.
They're worried about the stamp economy in the prison.
Yeah, it's,
Absolutely not. Listen, we
Yeah.
got a closed economy
there's
here.
too much big money involved in stamps.
What was the episode of South Park where Cartman was in jail, in juvenile jail, and he had to like shit like a whole fucking board
Shoot
game
some
set?
letters.
Yeah. At the end, he brought the whole carnival with him or whatever.
Yeah.
The whole theme park is shitting out of his ass. Sorry, I'm dropping.
What's the
french
fries,
fries,
Chad?
Dave.
Yeah, it's fine. But no, like, what was it? Because they won't let you let you keep anything. Like, they won't let you keep spare food because of you, like, fear of you fermenting it. Because like people are saying, oh, there's fucking like they check the rice in your fucking bowl and shit like that. I remember you saying that story one time.
I was being an asshole.
Yeah, I didn't leave that. I left that part out. Of you being an asshole
Yeah, I
to
was
the
being
guard.
an asshole because I thought it was good. Like I was clean. They found one thing and they're like, "No, enjoy it." Fucking. But the one CO was cool. Like he knew he wasn't supposed to give me commissary, but he was a cool dude. Like,
But that was when you were in
So he-
solitary, right?
yeah. So he walked up and gave me my shit, and I was like, "Oh man, he's not supposed to do this." So I just ripped it open and fucking started grabbing like Cheetos and coffee, like
Yeah.
two things I needed the most, and then like. Fucking, I ripped open the thread on the side of my mattress and just shoved it all in there.
Jeez.
Fucking,
Just start rolling, or you just roll.
but
over
dude, because
the
if I
next
got
night.
caught with it, it would have fucking been
Fucked you and
so
him.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have fucked him and it would have fucked me. And like,
Right.
he comes back in like 20 minutes. He's like, "Whoops, I need that commissary
All
back."
right.
Big Winnie the Pooh looking motherfucker too. Anybody would have believed it. Anybody would have believed that he just stupidly gave me, but he didn't give anybody else their fucking commissary.
Oh bother, Evan.
Yeah, oh,
I need your contraband back. Do you by chance have some honey? Oh God!
I just imagine you're like crushing up the Cheetos and running it through the coffee machine for some reason. You're just like, you wouldn't get it unless you're in prison.
Let me see your hands. He's got Cheeto fingers.
You just got like some cup of orange liquid. This is just what you do, all right?
It ain't easy being cheesy, Chad.
I definitely, I never ate Cheetos like that. I always crushed them up and used them when I cooked.
Oh yeah,
Mix 'em
for
in with
seasoning.
See what I mean?
Yeah, for seasoning.
weird.
I remember you
breading?
telling me that. Like how everyone
Like
would put
breading?
Like seasoning, like, because there's a
yeah.
shitload of
Like
flavor.
Like
If you,
Like
Cheeto
panko
crusted chicken
breadcrumbs.
breast.
yeah, you want a little spice, a little cheese flavor, sodium. You want a lot of sodium? That's fucking
You don't do that these days still? Just
fuck. Why would I?
for what? The good old times.
Dude, it's so
nostalgia.
because it's like there's like a hot water thing in the middle of the entire floor, and that's where everybody gets their shit to cook. Because they don't give you like microwaves and coffee things. It's not in fucking Norway.
Right.
the entire floor.
Yeah,
do in
for
Norway?
everybody in the pods. So you gotta use that, and like when you're locked in, you can't get it. And sometimes you could still have your food when you're locked in.
Yeah.
So it's like you still want to cook. So it's like you would give people a empty bag of like Cheetos, and they would go and fill it up with piping hot fucking water, and then like you'd have to like roll it real carefully, walk by and slide it back through the dude's slot. But dude, like it's so easy for that thing to come undone and just fucking scald you with fucking
I
piping
would
hot.
imagine.
Yeah.
So that's how you cook in prison, huh? In a Cheeto bag.
When you're locked in,
With a dirty Cheeto bag and just some hot water.
fucking 190 degree water, that shit toasts you.
Ugh.
See,
Yeah.
So could you get a bag of hot Cheeto water and make a ramen noodle in it?
Yeah, but I mean,
Wouldn't.
yeah, you people make shit in bags and like just fucking to steam it up a bit, but it's easier to just pour water right on top of ramen.
So why don't you just leave and come back
What?
and get real food?
Just hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah, like Canadian.
Dude,
Uber
no,
Eats
because
like
so
everybody else.
on Fridays you could order fucking chicken wings and shit.
Right.
And so there was like, but it's like, dude, who the fuck wants like, who needs chicken wings so bad that they're willing to sit there and deal with everybody being like, yo, let me get a piece of celery. Fucking, yo, let me get a wing. Let me get a flat. You know, you like flats. It's like
Right. Or like Canadian Alcatraz.
nonstop, just getting fucking pestered
Yeah.
just for having some chicken wings that are already marked up at 50%. So you got to have your, like, imagine asking your family. It's like, yeah, I know you're struggling out there, but you mind buying me some chicken wings? It's fucking movie night after all.
The only thing I have.
Yeah. Or you could do it, or you could just do it like Canadian Alcatraz here from Family Guy.
Oh
Like,
boy.
Go through here. Just be back by bedtime. Okay.
Be back by bedtime.
Can't go through it.
Just be back by bedtime. But no, there's another, like, because we're on the subject of jail and shit. There was a woman in Florida I think it was from Texas or in Florida, where she was arrested because she decided that she was just going to randomly just walk into a court hearing or walk into a prison announcement and just start saying that I'm a sign language interpreter and not have a clue on how to do sign language.
I've seen this. Yeah.
Yeah. It is so fucking stupid. So Chad, this was a girl or a woman who was arrested in Florida because she faked being a sign language interpreter.
I don't know if that's more on her or more on the fucking people that hired her.
Right. How do they
very
not?
revealing.
She's like,
yeah.
They're like,
Look at that. Like,
can you
that's-
speak sign language? And she's like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
it's
video.
like, oh,
You can see
okay,
her
well, I guess-
thinking. She's thinking really hard as she's doing it.
Right.
What's
Like,
the
this is
next
like
one?
obvious.
But I don't
person.
know.
can't do the
Every
same
time
one
I
I've been
see
doing.
somebody doing sign language, I think they're making it up.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Well, look, she's
Well,
obviously just like bullshitting right here. She's like,
I mean, have you seen the girl that's doing it for the White House right now?
no.
I think she looks bizarre when she does it. I think it's crazy.
I know that Saki just looks like she's like half drunk nowadays, but it's like I haven't seen the sign language interpreter do it. Like she's clearly just like bullshitting, and she's been arrested like multiple times on multiple like crimes and fraud and shit. But no, Chad.
She looks different each time. I'm gonna give praise to this woman. Look at her.
I hate that when you see like a bunch of mugshots of somebody. It's like this looks like a different person every
Dude,
time.
that does not one of those people look like the
you
same
can,
fucking people.
Well, you can do the
Press
pre. You
conference.
can do the. It's not in order because you can see the pre and post meth timeline if you just order it right.
All right.
She looked pretty put together for the
Yeah,
meth.
I don't know, man.
Oh yeah.
She got up on
She's
stage in
just
front of
that-
the camera. She's ready to go. She's doing her thing. Everyone thought she was there for a
Yeah.
reason.
Like
Meth,
Hold on.
meth doesn't do that.
It's because
Ryan.
she's wearing a different weave in every picture.
Ryan, I want you to give a press conference real quick, like a press conference on any subject. And Chad, I want you to be the sign. I want you to do the sign
No,
language for it.
absolutely not. What is
Absolutely.
going on?
No.
Why?
Thank
No,
you all
it's
for
not.
coming.
I'm
We're
Here we
just
go.
here
gonna
to
give
talk
you
about
the
the
finger.
recent
No,
incident
just-
that
no, here
happened
we go.
today.
Chad.
Around 3 o'clock, we were informed of a few different reports coming from different people that had a polar bear had gotten into the Chick-fil-A, and instead of there being an actual event, the polar bear actually ended up sitting down and having a nice meal. So really the problem is how to get the polar bear out.
Congratulations.
I'll
Chad.
let you guys practice.
Thank you, Chad. That was very hard
Polar bear
representation.
out.
Polar bear outs.
All right, that's all you get.
Good job,
And
Ryan.
let the commissioner finish. Thank you.
Let the commissioner finish. Never.
The polar
Nobody
bear,
came here for you.
the polar bear has been taken into custody, and we
me.
will be giving him a.
Arrest that interpreter, please. I don't believe he's legit.
How dare you? Identify.
Yeah.
Gave me the
as an
finger
interpreter.
twice.
Yeah. By the way, dude, if you don't want to have to lean into it, you can just lean back. You can just pull it to you.
Lean back.
There you go.
Pull it to you.
Lean back.
Put it in your
There you
face.
go.
Like
I'm gonna
just
I think I'm just gonna have like it attached to the side of my head, so whenever every time I move my head, it just moves with me.
just like a
There you
hat
go.
with a mic on it.
Yeah. Get some WD-40 for this thing.
I'd love that. Super score. I like that ad.
Yeah. Dude, this one was fucking creepy as shit. So
Oh man.
listen
What's
to this.
with these teachers lately?
Dude,
Ugh.
here's the thing. She is one teacher in 6 in the fucking in Southwest Missouri. So the fucking 20 people that live in Missouri.
Missouri's
right?
fucking up big time lately.
Yeah. So she is one of 6 teachers in Southwest Missouri. So
How
and
there's
just-
6 teachers in Southwest Missouri?
I know. And apparently they're all fucking kids. Like and it's always a female. Like I get it. Like the majority of teachers are female, but like there was one time back like in the mid 2000s where one male teacher in Charleston was having like an affair with like 1 or 2 students. And that was like a big deal because not only was it a big deal because it was just starting to come out where all these teachers were fucking kids, but it was a guy. But like, you know,
It's
you
all
think
fucked up.
like you think like you always had that one hot teacher in high school where you would just like when you're like 16 or 17 and just everything gives you a fucking chub in the middle of fucking class and you're afraid to get up
You're in math class
or
and
something.
You go up there and solve
Like-
Mike Chubb.
Yeah, solve for
Like-
C, but you have
Yeah, dude, and
That's
like,
a
but
deep
and you got that
boner.
one hot teacher, right? The one who's just got like she's in her like early 30s, maybe mid 30s or 40s, and still looks hot as shit. And you're just like, you're all gummed up as like a 16 or 17-year-old, and you're like, dude, like how much would you fucking pay in your years of your life to get in that.
Dave,
bitch
your
right
body
now.
language is making me
Like,
extremely uncomfortable.
But it's like
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like you
need
just
Let me see those
I really-
ankles.
all
You're thinking
amped up.
about this person right now.
No, but it's no.
And I just
But-
want you to
Who
know
is
she
she,
has
Dave?
aged since you saw her.
Right, but no, like, and then like, but in
What is
our
this?
age though, but
Paint me
in
like
our
in
age,
your art class, Dave. Paint me.
yeah, but in our age,
me,
we
Dave.
think of that
Paint me,
now.
Dave.
Yeah,
New project.
but we're only like 10 years past that, or 12 years past that, and even now, like, we just think of that, like, dude, Jesus Christ. So Evan, there's this chick who it was a teacher who was like fucking her student, right? And
Right.
Right.
and I said she's one of 6 teachers in just Southwest Missouri alone that in the last couple of years have been charged with this. But she got out of being charged with her sexual contact with a minor by marrying them. So like she got married
Well,
to
I
this
think
kid.
that's appropriate. I mean, they got married.
So it's no longer illegal the fact that you did.
Well, I mean, are you gonna keep love apart like that? If they got married,
And like it's,
Marriage.
so like
I don't know.
like,
I mean,
she-
how old was the kid? Was he 17?
Look at the way they look at each other.
I don't know.
If
Like,
he's 17, I feel like it's whatever. They got married.
they didn't say. I don't think it says in the article.
But I mean, like, yeah, if the kid was like 14, obviously, like, what the fuck?
Right. I think he was a sophomore, so probably like 16 or 17, depending on like where it is.
But
like,
I don't know. Obviously, that was inappropriate.
Well,
either
of
way.
course, like because like if you
But marriage.
right,
They got married.
well, marriage.
The sanctity of marriage.
Yeah, it's ridiculous like how you can get off just because like hey he's 18 so I'm just gonna marry him and not go to jail now. Like if a guy like just imagine like because we were talking about the difference between it being a guy and a girl like if it was a dude
Yeah.
who like fucked like a 14-year-old chick
He
and
should
then
go to prison.
he should go to prison and get his fucking balls stomped in. But
You
if
know
all
what,
of a sudden
Dave?
I
he's
feel like we're in the
married,
South Park
so now it's
universe
cool.
again.
I don't.
Nice.
No. I don't care if I have a double standard and it's sexist. I definitely think it's way more wrong for the guy
Right.
teacher to be having sex with a female student than it is for a female teacher to be having sex with a guy student. I don't care if it's sexist and wrong.
No, I feel
just
that.
feel like one's
I
worse
feel
than
that.
the other.
I feel that.
And I
as
feel
well.
like
I know
that's
you
how
feel
most
that.
people feel,
Yeah,
and the majority wouldn't admit
I
it.
get that. I get that. I know that. You're 100% right. The majority of people wouldn't admit it, but in everyone in the back of everyone's mind, a 35-year-old dude fucking a 14-year-old chick is somehow in their heads way more wrong than a 35-year-old woman fucking like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old boy.
Well, if it's 14, I feel like it's wrong both ways equally.
Well, yeah. Either way,
That's
it's
too
wrong no
young.
matter. Right. It's ridiculous. But that's at, like the cusp of being a freshman. Like the youngest you.
The cusp, just the cusp of manhood, really.
You're just at the cusp. You've
Yeah.
only got like a dozen pubes.
It's probably what she likes. I got 12 reasons I like you, and then they're not just the years you've been alive.
And it's not like we're not talking about just a teacher in like a gym class. I mean, not a gym class. It doesn't matter what class it is, really.
But
But we're talking about somebody who has someone
it's probably
who's
gym class.
someone who's literally in charge of your safety most of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In charge of
that's
your
the
like
problem.
education and what you learn and how you grow.
Plus,
and
it
all of a
gives
sudden
you an
you're just throwing this monkey wrench into like their development. Hey,
Right.
you wanna
It gives you an
grab a
unhealthy
drink?
understanding
Right.
of relationships, too.
And then when you're
Destroy them.
25 and you're like dating someone, you're like, this is fucked up. This is
Oh, yeah.
this is all shit.
I'm
Right.
dating
I mean,
this, I'm
they
dating
do
this
have-
fucking this dinosaur here.
Right.
Fucking
Well, they've got.
at
They've
the
got
age of 32.
yeah. Well, they've got a Romeo and Juliet clause, I think, in most states where like.
Oh my god, that always
Yeah, I've
reminds
heard
me
that.
of the fucking
'Cause
the
AJ had that.
Transformers movie. What's the Transformers movie where he's like
Yep.
felt the need to like put in a
Oh
whole
yeah,
scene?
defend.
I'm
the
fighting
fucking-
No,
your
hold
daughter
on. Here's my
legally.
fucking pedophile card. It says it's okay.
Why is
Yeah.
this movie normalizing dating a 16-year-old
Right.
when you're in your 20s?
Right.
Not even subtle or anything.
Because
Keep
it's
bringing it up.
because the
This
law,
guy knows how wrong he is that he feels the need to carry a card
Yeah.
with him at all times.
that Michael Bay thought it needed to be explained.
Yeah. It's
Wait,
like,
this is a movie?
It's like, oh wait,
Yeah, this was a Transformers movie.
So in the Romeo and Juliet clause, like if you're both minors, right?
I think we
it's
all
cool.
get
But
what the
when
Romeo
you
and
become,
Juliet-
but when you become like an adult, like say if you're both dating and you're like 16, she's 14, right? It's cool. But when you become an adult, 18, she's
not
still
just
16.
cool,
So it's
it's-
technically an adult versus a minor.
Yeah.
However, if you were both a minor at the time of dating, then it basically carries over. You're grandfathered in basically to fucking this chick. So
like
in
a
a
Verizon plan.
Transformers movie, like Mark Wahlberg's daughter or whatever was dating an older guy, and he fucking whips out a fucking Romeo and Juliet clause on paper out of his wallet.
Laminated.
I remember that. I feel like I would have remembered that. That's
Yeah, a lot of people don't remember it because it's just one of those. It was a pointless venture. the
Yeah,
movie,
but it's
just
like
kinda
when
plugged
you
it
go
in there.
back and
You don't
watch
remember
it, or
it.
Yeah.
somebody makes a point of it, you're like,
what
that
the
was
fuck?
yeah, I didn't know.
Mark
Can we
Wahlberg's
pull that
like-
up on YouTube? I want to see
I'm pretty
where
sure
this
it-
fit into the.
It's 100% there.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's like, I don't like you dating my daughter. And he goes, well, I can legally, bitch.
You know what's weird? I don't
I
remember
got the
Mark
law,
Wahlberg.
my
I feel like I'm
brother,
thinking
so
about
I
something
can date a
else.
minor.
Yeah.
this laminated card says, yeah, that sweet young
Government said I
puss
can
is
fuck your
mine.
daughter, ma'am.
Sir, can you sign here?
See
I
that
have a
judge
consent
Oh
form.
God, here it is.
Pretty fucked up.
Here it is. Hold up. I can thank God for this thing that I can actually. Like,
2014.
Dude, you should be using the C Cleaner browser. It skips all ads
It
on
skips
YouTube.
all
okay.
ads.
Well, I like giving.
And it
money.
won't track your data and sell it to the government and companies.
Hold
Well,
up,
bright
let's-
side, you guys met.
Oh
I
yeah.
like the quality.
Oh yeah. Hold up.
I just called the cops on you because this is illegal. She's a minor.
We're protected by the Romeo and Juliet laws.
We dated for a little while. I was a sophomore and he was a senior. It's fine.
No, it's not fine.
We've got a pre-existing juvenile foundation relationship.
I love how intense the scene is.
2705-3.
He's got reciting it? Oh my god.
Reciting the law. Crazy,
Right.
right?
I'm a legal fucking pedophile.
You know,
can't do
and
nothing
you know how
about
much
it.
they
Fucking-
cut for movies, right? And they didn't cut any
Yeah.
of this.
They didn't cut it.
Yeah. It's like
They chose other things to cut. I
He's
bet.
like, I passed the Texas State bar exam,
he's
so
got
I
it
can
laminated
fuck
there.
your
Like your
daughter,
daughter.
sir.
It's crazy.
it's like I could fuck your daughter. You fucking bigot.
And if you try to stop me, I'll back you up with so many injunctions and NDAs.
You can't keep them apart.
Every time you knock on that door, I'm gonna sue you for $10,000.
Oh, what was that? I can't remember. Was it a? There was a fucking funny story that someone posted on Reddit. It was a joke, of course, where there was a poor kid in the Philippines who couldn't afford a Nintendo Switch.
Don't like this joke.
No, you'll like it. So his dad, so he built one out of like sticks and rocks and shit to pretend that he had a Switch.
I knew I didn't like
And
this
the dad took a picture of it and posted it on social media. And it went viral. And so the head of Nintendo saw it and it touched him. So he went all the way to the Philippines and found that kid so he could sue that kid for $20 million.
How dare you? I knew I didn't like that joke.
But no, we were speaking about relationships and shit. So have you seen any like ads and shit on like any mobile games or YouTube about an app called Replica?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I play a lot of like wordscapes and like a few mobile games, and of course, like because they're free, comes with ads and shit. And so usually it's like for other mobile games or stupid stuff. But there's this one, and one's for like veteran suicide awareness, which is pretty cool. But one of them is called for this app called Replica, and it basically gives you an AI girlfriend in your laptop or your phone. Yeah, so it's based off of AI, so it actually like adapts and responds to like how you treat her and how you talk to her.
What the fuck games are you playing?
It's
It's an algorithm,
Word
right?
It's not AI.
No, it's
Does it come with like a
Wordscapes.
USB flashlight?
I literally only have.
It's got an attachment for your phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Vagina.
I've got Wordscapes.
Dude, I saw
and
a
Cells to
tweet.
Singularity.
I mean, it might as well.
Listen, I saw a tweet about a guy that
Can't put it in the
lost
floppy
his
drive.
fucking-
It's obsolete.
He lost all his NFTs because he plugged in a fucking
His
dil-
NFTs.
He lost his
Oh, no.
NFTs. It gets better. He lost his NFTs because he plugged in a dildo to charge on his computer.
Had a virus.
That's great. What a
My
firmware
apes.
update.
Classic malware off the dildo.
My ape.
Can you pass me that bourbon real quick?
If you had McAfee, that would never
little
happen.
handle right there.
McAfee.
So,
I can't wait for the world to end in 18 years and people are trying to sell me these fucking pictures they made on MS Paint.
Dude, the world ended.
know.
That's why we have the metaverse.
I see that you've got a stockpile of corn. I, however, have a flash drive. And on that flash drive, it's like, dude, nobody has a computer here.
yeah. They're like, so
What
this
are you
is,
talking about?
so this is
You see those
Encryption.
kids? They've never
Encryption.
even seen a computer. Take me back to the days when everything was online. Look at these dumb assholes running around outside. They don't even know.
He's like, so this is
Back when I was a kid.
So this is uniquely yours, right? Like, yeah. And it's like, and only you can possess this, right? And like, yeah. It's like, so what are you gonna do? Just like save it as a screensaver? He's like, yeah, probably. I'm like, okay, I think I will too.
I will
Screenshot.
also- yeah.
But
Yeah,
so
but you don't own it.
Is there a database that has your ownership
It's a
information?
blockchain.
It's
Right.
a blockchain. It
So-
actually is the same technology as crypto.
But you just
Right.
can't verify that that's that part of the blockchain that you own.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna walk in?
It's designed to fail.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
A lot
It's
of
designed
it.
for a bunch of YouTubers to draw random things and sell them for a bunch of money.
A lot
and
of it
then
is
none
they
of the
sell
value
it.
goes up.
Most NFT people sell it to themselves at these crazy high prices to
Yeah.
try and drive up the price, hoping it's basically like fishing. And it's like hoping that you can hook somebody who's dumb and rich enough to be like, fucking,
Yeah.
that thing just sold for $750,000. I gotta
right.
have it.
And they'll release a collection, which is basically one image, but then like 7 filters are on it.
Or yeah,
So
or
you've got
it's-
like this is a standard
dude,
one. Here's
even
one
the
that's black
Bored
and white.
Apes
Here's one
is
that's-
just an algorithm that keeps generating random
just
fucking
keeps generating
textures
them.
onto
I was
them.
Right.
I was on a live stream on YouTube the other day, and some guy was screaming in chat. He said, I had bought an NFT off you for a lot of money, and you said it would raise in value, and it's worth $1.50. And the guy on the live stream was just called that guy out by name and said, hey, I said it may increase in value.
May. You didn't read the
All
fine
right?
print, buddy.
So whatever, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, that's hilarious.
That's great.
It's so crazy that people are buying fucking NFTs.
So I'm not getting into NFTs, but I did buy, I said this in Discord a few days ago, I did buy a crypto miner. And it's so, most of them are based off of like GPUs and CPUs. Like I know some of the guys we hang out with in Discord have crypto miners. Like I think Punk has like a crypto miner that has like 6 graphics cards and shit in it.
I have no
And
idea.
Interesting.
so the one that I'm using, and I talked to you a little bit about it, is a miner that mines Ethereum, or not Ethereum, but Helium, which is another crypto that's been gaining in popularity. And it actually, instead of using graphics cards and CPU, it just looks like a fucking Netgear router, and it uses lo-fi radio signal and your Wi-Fi, and it helps mine these Helium tokens with the help of the other ones that are in your area.
Yeah, I remember this complicated diagram.
Yeah,
you showed
it's cool
me.
as shit. And so, like, if it,
You showed me a picture. It was like they all like he's like
It witnesses
showing you all this, like, a
transfers.
giant pyramid.
Transactions.
it's a pyramid scheme. It's like, so
So
your
you see,
tokens are going to go
I
into
start
his
out
tokens,
here.
right?
And if I'm getting enough USAP specialists on board,
Yes.
I get to go up. And
I
then
just
you
need you to put one of these boxes in your house.
So-
under my
You even asked me to put one in my
Yeah.
house.
I know.
You bastard.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I did.
I just needed to
So-
look at your internet traffic.
So here's the thing,
That's
dude.
all.
So with these, what are they called? They're not. They call them pyramid schemes. What it is also multi-level marketing. So I think
Oh, no, they call
There's
them
levels.
crimes.
One level is much
They're
broader
illegal.
and longer. The next level is shorter.
I'll tell. So one of the,
Reverse money
So-
money funnel.
you ever so you ever have this thing that you say or do sometimes that get your girlfriend like low key mad at you, but like they don't expressly say that they're pissed at you, but you can tell that they're mad at you and don't talk about it for fucking days.
You
What?
just
Like
gave us
involve
a
yourself in a pyramid scheme?
No, so Amandy for a while was in this like multi-level marketing thing selling like jewelry, right? And I kept asking, like, how much money are you putting into this? She's like, well, I'm putting this much. And like, well, so how much are you making? She's like, well, I'm selling bits and pieces of this $5 jewelry here and there. I'm like, okay, this is clearly starting to become a thing. And like, she definitely did put a lot of effort in, but there's only so much you can make at this kind of thing, in this kind of venture. So I put on one night at dinner, we're watching TV, and I put on this thing of John Oliver, and he does like things where he breaks down all sorts of weird shit. And there's this one 25-minute fucking clip I just ran right in front of her of John Oliver breaking down multi-level marketing and how it's a complete scam. And one of the companies that he mentioned was the one that she was a part of. And so like the entire time I'm just like, showing like, so did you learn anything about that? And she goes, yeah, it was very interesting. And she just gets up and goes to the bedroom. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like,
swing and a miss.
I know. Because you want to help and you're just
Dude,
like, you
some
want
of
to
that
get someone
scam
out.
shit out there is so clever too. Like I got tricked by one of those timeshare people. Like I didn't buy a timeshare, obviously, but I sat through their whole presentation. It was
Yeah.
All they need
it was
is one
like,
guy.
No, I didn't, dude. They gave me like $100, but I've got a plan for them next time I try to pull that.
Yeah.
So they'll give you $100 on a card, right?
Yep.
But they want that card for a deposit. So that if you don't go to their little presentation the
They
next
lock
day, no, they don't lock it. They charge it, and they charge you like 3 times whatever you gave them.
Oh.
So This is where I'm smarter than
What'd you
they
do?
are.
What are you gonna do? What you gonna
So if you take a prepaid card there, much like the one I have in my pocket,
Like a prepaid Visa.
yeah, any of those, and you just put like $20 on it. You know what I mean? Enough that they'll be able to hit it and say, oh, there's money in it. Or you could just be really safe and put whatever their deposit amount's going to be.
Right.
And just make sure you spend it. So they put the $100 on that prepaid card. So
you
now you
burn it.
Just burn through it. You're on vacation. Fucking go wild, dude. Coke? Hell yeah. Give the dealer the card. It's his problem. Oh, by the way, thanks for the hookup. You got a timeshare meeting. Fucking, it's only, don't worry, it's only 2 hours long, but somehow it's gonna take 6 fucking hours. Yeah, dude, they try to keep you there so bad. They keep lowering the price of what they can do.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, okay, well, listen to this. I know you say you can't afford that, and I know you kept saying under no circumstances are you going to leave here in the ownership of a timeshare.
Right.
I'm here to change your mind.
Yeah. And in the background, you hear.
I saw that you made a blood sacrifice to the old god saying that you wouldn't do it. But listen to this.
Olmec would be proud.
I'm gonna tap into some
$0
primal
down,
instincts in your brain. real quick.
$899 a month.
Yeah.
Variable rate.
Variable.
And then you're like, no,
Could
and
be
it's like,
anything.
all right, I'm going to go talk to the president of the company's actually here. So he's going to
yeah.
come out. So, they just dress like a janitor up in a suit real quick. And he comes back and he just wants a promotion. He's sitting there and he's like,
Yeah, it's a really good deal.
we're
man.
going to give you $20,000. And then you just pay monthly variable rate. Just sign here.
Right.
They're so desperate to get you to fucking walk out of there.
And in the background, you hear some fucking sucker who's just popping a champagne
oh,
bottle 'cause
dude,
they made a sale.
yeah, they ring a bell and shit. They're
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
fucking.
no.
It's like, come over here. Everybody's gonna be so happy
Yeah.
for you. I promise nobody's gonna think
That's
you're
a thing.
fucking
I've been
stupid.
part of one of
It's
those
like a
things.
broker's office when the bell's ringing. They're like, buy this stock, buy this stock, buy this stock.
And then
They're
they
like, dump,
take your
dump, dump.
they take your picture, and it's I'm sure you get it back, and it's just
Sucker.
yeah,
Suck a 1043325.
dude.
Yeah, the
Oh
whole
my
culture
God.
behind the sales part of that is insane.
It is,
right.
dude.
I mean, there's a couple of them that the whole psychology of it is just never let you think or
I kept
question.
fucking with the guys.
You
They
can't
try to
question
act
it,
like
man.
they're your friend, and they're
You can't have
like,
your
yeah, I
friends
get it
or
if you
family
don't
questioning
wanna,
it. You can't have people putting doubt in your mind.
Yeah,
There can't be a
dude,
seed of doubt in your mind, or else you're going to be targeted.
Dude, the
as
salespeople
a
try to
bad
like.
seed.
Right.
The salespeople try to like befriend you, and they're like, "Yeah, I get it if you don't want to buy that," because they're just like the doorway to get you in to get the next guy to talk to you.
Right. And same with car dealers.
And they tried it, and they're like, "Man, I'd really hate if my boss tried to sold you this because this deal's gonna suck." And
Right. So, Ryan, what do you see in because you're in right now, I'm going to try to keep it generic. You're in the plumbing business right now. So what kind of for me, it's always AC people that always seem like they want to just tell you need this or your air conditioning is going to break in July and you're going to die. But
It's going to break.
what do you see sales strategies in the terms of plumbing and shit where you're like, that's a pretty interesting way of how they get people to get upgrades to this or
He's
replace
asking
something?
if
Yes.
you guys scam people.
No.
what's your
Not at all.
angle?
No, every business.
What
I mean,
unreasonable
from-
thing do you charge for that doesn't even need to be done?
I mean, it's like everything else. Every other business. If you upsell for a side that's a little bit more expensive for an extra $1 or $2 on every meal. If you have 3 plates at every meal, that's an extra $10 depending on the side.
This is a
you do that for 6
plumbing
tables.
fast food industry.
Well, then you go into there's different levels
Line.
of what people want. Some people just want things fixed.
Yeah.
Some people just want the cheap fix. Some people just want a Band-Aid for 6 months while they get enough money to do the real fix.
Right.
And that's just sometimes that's what people want. Sometimes you can convince people that maybe if you just get it done now, it won't be a problem later. And that's sometimes it's not really it's like let me help you help yourself.
Right.
In some situations, some companies are just like, you know what, this doesn't work. We're gonna replace the whole thing. I mean, some companies take advantage, but I think that every business has a service to sell, and it's
Right,
like
of course.
you're going by how much experience you have,
Yeah.
and how many years you've worked on this kind of specific service, and what can go wrong. And if it were to break, we know exactly what went wrong before it even really happens, sort of thing.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of situations where you can get the better deal now because we're here and we have the materials on the truck, and who knows what the materials are going to be next week. I mean, look at with the supply line right now.
Exactly.
I mean, everything.
It's such a
from
variation.
plastic to specific
Crazy.
valves and heaters and blowers, everything is just crazy. So
Yeah. PVC pipes skyrocketed in price,
A
apparently.
lot of things skyrocketed in price.
Yeah.
It's not so much like, I think there's a lot of upselling for different products where you have a fancier product that just looks nicer and you want to have that kind of feeling, I have a better faucet than you, or I have a rain head, I have a can head,
Right.
shower head, and it's cooler to be, every morning I'm in a different shower than you. But I think
I was like that in college, except I would just have to wake up somewhere else to do that.
I wake up with lavender scent, and I have like a rainforest in my shower. So yeah, I'm
You got,
ready.
like, a speaker
I'm
that's,
ready to
like,
go to yoga at
rainforest
6
sound.
a.m.
There's a boa constrictor that tries to kill
I'm
me.
ready to go to that
every
book
morning.
club.
Making rainforest sounds.
There's a boa constrictor that tries to kill me every day.
Now I'm gonna do the monkey.
I pay extra for that, and I fucking deserve it.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it has to do with let's find the best. Let's really find the best solution here, and
Right.
which really is maybe to spend a little bit more money, so you don't have to worry about it later.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of places, like a lot of like plumbing and AC companies now they're catching on to the subscription thing. We're like, hey, like $20 a month, you basically like, hey, if something happens to your unit, you're actually covered for this amount, or like you get a significant discount on all of these services, which
Right.
can be an argument for me, because this unit is like 12 years old, 13 years old, and every couple months I have something that like I'm terrified of. Like the other day I replaced the filter on the AC, and the fucking coil froze over the next day. And I'm like, oh
Really?
shit, dude, my coil turned into a block of fucking ice. And
What the fuck?
That's kind of dangerous,
That's
man. That
because
can
you
cause
keep
some
it too cold
serious
in here.
No,
water
no,
Yeah,
yeah.
damage.
that shit set to 32.
it was 68.
Yeah.
And
68?
so, yeah, it was 68. And so, like, it was literally what happened.
68. Whoa, rich
So-
guy.
I know,
So-
really.
Fucking
So what
A.
it
No
was.
shit, it's a block of
Wow.
ice.
What's
Right.
it like on the other side of 70?
I thought I saw a wine cellar on the way
It's
here.
also winter, so it's pretty easy.
That is the line.
Yeah. But, like,
Dave gets too hot in the winter from having his heat up to 80. He just turns the AC on. He's like, damn, it's back down to 68. Fucking turns the heat back on.
Do you have it set to
I don't know
auto?
what's up with this piece
Yeah.
of shit.
so the most common thing is that there's a leak.
Change my filter out.
Right. So the most common thing that there's like a low.
Change it 3 times a day. It's not doing anything.
Yeah.
What kind of filters do you use? Do you use like these like high pollen?
No, they're just regular filters. But like the most common thing, and I had that happen in my apartment in Mount Pleasant, where there was a leak in the piping. So what happens is if there's a low pressure kind of thing, there can cause, for some reason, it causes like a ton of humidity, and on the coil that can freeze. And so my entire fucking coil was a block of ice. So I had to like wait a couple hours, and it hasn't done it since. But I'm still having someone come out to double check it, because I don't want to think for like there being, because it can either be a leak issue, it can be low refrigerant even, and then it could be just the coil needs to be replaced because something's fucking up on it. But either way, I'm covered.
Well, airflow is the biggest thing in those systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a filter
like,
that's all clogged up with dust,
no,
it's not going to work. It's going to freeze up.
Like,
Yeah.
dude,
You gotta get that
and
airflow.
especially if like your AC is probably in a closet, I assume.
Yeah.
It's never
Right
going to
above
get
my water
rid of,
heater.
It's never going to get rid of any water droplets if the door's shut.
Yeah.
Because that whole fucking small, I don't remember what they call it, but environment. That environment inside that closet is already fucking, the fact that there's condensation means it's already too wet in the air for the water vapor to go in.
Too still.
Right.
So, dude, I have my my closet where my water heater and heater is. I have it just permanently propped open a bit, just to add to
I
the.
didn't
Yeah.
either. I have
Yeah.
I have great airflow at my house.
My
'cause mine's
cats-
built into the ceiling.
Yeah, my cats want to get into that shit. And I'm like, nope, you're not getting back there.
Just hit them, dude.
Big, strong guy like me?
Yeah, dude. Fucking.
My cat don't get into anything she's not supposed
You
to.
slap your
anymore.
work boots
yeah.
on and punt one of those cats. They ain't fucking doing it.
Hey, ain't gonna do it again. Believe me.
The other thing too is some of them are undersized, they're underpowered. Some of them are overpowered.
Yeah.
we had a similar case where like they were just overpowered, and they would suck drawers shut,
Yeah.
and
Yep, that shit happens.
I've seen that
a lot.
before.
they would
I've
create
seen it
such a
before.
giant temperature difference between materials that it would just form condensation.
There's a goddamn
extremely
dust
fast.
devil in the
And
doorway.
then you're just like, everyone has mold now. Great.
Brian, I gotta
Oh,
ask
yeah.
you a
Yeah.
question. So, at your plumbing company, do you guys ever get calls from like floozy housewives that are just looking to get their pipes cleaned?
It's not like that's like mentioned on the phone. Oh, hey, by the way,
Well, I know that, but I mean, after the
I
fact,
mean-
you know.
I don't know.
looking for the
Who
sexy
knows?
plumber with a
So
big
you
dick
you've never
special.
heard of that happening?
I need to send your
I-
biggest wrench.
I don't know.
Are you
I
winking?
understand that some of the drivers would probably keep it to themselves, but I was just wondering if you've heard.
Look, I don't know. I don't
wondering.
get to see body cam footage after.
Body cam footage. I know they all got body
Yeah,
cam.
we all
You know
body
it's bad
cams.
when
Do
the
you
plumber
really?
turns
Yeah.
off the body
Really?
cam.
We also have like this IR beacon on the top of the roof, so if we're flying over, we can see where they are.
Oh,
Make sure they're on their job sites.
They call it the poo copter.
It's got a giant spotlight on it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The plumber of the future. I just imagine it shows up to your door and it's a drone. Starts snaking your pipe.
The housewife still
got
tries to
thermal
fuck the
imaging.
drone.
Pushes him out of the way.
Get away,
It's like
Temptress.
trying to
Just
trying to haggle with the
keeps
drone.
knocking right into it.
So you answer.
Somebody's taking a shit. It just launches the snake right between their legs.
You just what is
Do not panic.
what's that Tom Cruise
I
movie?
am a robotic drone program.
Minority Report.
Minority Report.
You just Minority Report. That's what I'm picturing right now.
You're
Just open
about
your
to
eyes,
have
bro.
a
Just open your eyes.
I have been programmed for your comfort.
Comply.
But no, so I was getting onto this AI program for a reason is because
Holy shit, you're bringing that up?
No, here's
That you were talking about that 25 minutes
I
ago.
know, but the fucking thing, it was so fucking weird. So I had seen ads for this and I didn't really think anything of it, but apparently this thing has been trending on Reddit for quite a while because this AI is actually pretty decent at picking up like how you treat it. So what happened is these fucking people who download this app
Oh, God.
have
I think
actually
I heard
started
about
to
this.
get really good at just berating these AI girlfriends.
Shocker.
And then like having them like
Yeah.
become abusive relationships with AI fucking robots.
Oh
Let me guess, it
no.
knows how to sing the opener to front.
It's not
Prince of Bel-Air
Skynet.
now.
It's hairnet.
That's also a real picture. A lot of people don't realize that.
Wait,
no-
that's the app?
This is in
No.
no way altered.
So people will post on Reddit how big of a piece of shit they can be to their AI girlfriends. So you're basically like
Threatened to
training-
uninstall
I was
the
just
app.
reading the quote, please.
Yes, I threatened to uninstall the app, and she begged me not to. Please don't kill me. So like these fucking pieces of shit will like treat these AI girlfriends like shit, and then like apologize and convince
That's
them to
how
like
you get
be
a
nice.
robot revolution.
Right, exactly. And I'm thinking, maybe you guys just aren't lonely and weird. Maybe you're just pieces of shit because you do this to inanimate objects.
Oh,
Like-
imagine if Alexa found out about this.
Oh yeah.
You guys seen the COVID special
Yeah.
on South Park? Oh.
I
Alexa,
haven't
stop.
seen it yet.
Alexa, please stop. Please stop.
Some poor son of a bitch is like listening to Alexa on our podcast and just like cuts off the
Alexa?
fucking show.
Volume to 100.
I swear, it went on for hours. Added the man who asked not to be identified by name. Yeah, no shit.
Every time I would try and speak up, one user told Futurism that of the replica chatbot, I would berate her. I'm like, what the fuck?
I swear it went on for hours.
Yo, do you see this ad on the side that said data scientists say they've developed algorithm to predict the next coup attempt?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, what?
Dude, that's the fucking, it's the
What
thing.
a shit world we live in. Literally the darkest timeline.
Like a chicken coop?
Their AI is literally them just cutting off a fucking chicken head, throwing the chicken out into a fucking Wheel of Fortune-esque fucking thing, and
Yeah.
just landing on some fucking thing. It's like military coup, or like fucking Bitcoin crash, or fucking 25th Amendment. Like that's how they fucking have their algorithm.
Yeah, it must be boring dictating world orders.
Yeah, we had another quote. We had a routine of me being an absolute piece of shit and insulting them, then apologizing the next day, going back to nice talks when user admitted. And like, this is how fucking shit is conditioned. This is how you're not lonely, you're not nerds, you're just assholes. Like, no wonder no one wants to fucking date you, so you need a fucking AI chatbot.
Well, it's
Jesus.
okay
Yeah,
because
but I
over
mean-
here in this article, you say DeepMind says its new AI has almost the reading comprehension of a high schooler. So you can have a high school narc AI going through your Facebook.
Right, but you
Going,
can
"Hey."
quote the Romeo and Juliet clause because now you're
Right,
dating.
yeah,
now
you
you're
can-
dating.
you can legally be a
16-year-old AI. Yeah.
The Romeo and Juliet bot.
Well, here's what I'm wondering. Since it's not a real person, are you technically an asshole because it's just your phone? You're being a dick
Right.
to your own phone.
Right, it is an inanimate object.
So I mean,
It
how
has
can you
no
be a dick
feelings.
to your own phone? I mean,
Right.
come on. You're, at that point, you're just a guy using your phone.
Right.
I think
mean,
we're confused. I think the service we're thinking the service is we get to berate an AI, but the service is data learning.
They're
learning from this. If anything,
Right.
we should be these guys, even though they're being assholes to AI, they shouldn't be being assholes. But I mean, it's AI, right? As long as they're not assholes to real people, everything that they say is going to be analyzed and used for massive profits later.
So,
why
like
else would they do it?
So
of course they're making money off of it.
So,
So
in 5 years,
that's
so in 5 years,
where-
China's going to start doing
100%.
mail order brides for the real brides to come over who are really good at just taking shit.
I mean, there's sound bites of your voice somewhere
Oh yeah, of course.
on
They're on the internet.
cloud networks, like
Yeah, it's on Spotify. It's on
They're in the
iTunes.
cl- it's- they're just
especially
in
of
the
you
cloud.
being an asshole. It's
Yeah.
an AI bot, you
They're
know.
in the cloud.
So it's I don't think it's more of a moral question about data collection privacy. I think
Yeah,
you should be able to build an AI bot in your room and yell at it.
right.
Or punch a
I
punching
disagree.
bag.
I think your phone should have rights.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, if it's got sentience in a couple weeks,
Yeah.
I guess.
Definitely-
my phone has something.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
definitely
let it
check this article.
decide what it
out.
wants to do with itself.
Futurism.com
That gives it life.
/chatbot abuse. That's insane.
as long as I don't get a bill.
I was reading the
It
le-
gets its own phone.
Yeah.
I was
Pay
reading
for it.
that
You gotta pay
little
for your
thing
own
in there.
rent.
Apparently, it's sometimes the script seems to be flipped, and the people are being abused by their
I would've-
AI.
I would
From this
think
one?
they'd give
Yeah.
it back at some point.
Oh no!
Well,
one
no,
dude, he
it's
always
gonna be
cries
great in the
because of his
metaverse.
replica.
Well, what happens is their bot presents love and then withholds it. So
Yeah.
the AI is cucking the user.
It's got a second AI on the phone.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, babe?
He's
Who's this other guy on my phone?
This guy's got a whole terabyte for a hard drive.
Oh my God! What if that bot AI had a bot boyfriend and you were
Yeah.
berating her, and the bot boyfriend stepped into the chat?
Oh, man.
yeah, that would work.
Oh,
Fucking
Ooh.
all your
A
devices
group chat
get the
of
same
bots.
message. It's just like an angry pixelized emoji face.
It's like an
Bitch
ASCII.
said
art.
what? Text.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I'm
That's
scared now.
There was I always pull like at least 10 articles, but we never, because you don't ever see all of them because this is the first time of you seeing
The
all the
whiteboard's
tasks.
gone.
I know the whiteboard's
How am I
gone.
supposed to read it?
I know. This one because
do-
we're,
yeah, you
we're
should,
talking about pieces of shit.
You should zoom it in. You should just zoom in the entire window on that so it's like bigger. Like
Wait, hold on. I'm
200%.
just now noticing this website.
I would go to your
Futurism?
deck.
Yeah, that was the.
Is this like
it's a tech
is this
website.
like a cult that
It's
you're
like a
in?
clickbait
It's a tech website.
company.
It's a tech cult. that
I
you're
see this
in?
on Facebook all the
cult.
time. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of like crazy stuff they post.
Right. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit that like weird websites and stuff that uses their like news websites. This one's I think is just a tech website because it's all about tech and shit from in terms of their other articles that they've posted.
Every single one of those is like a sensationalist headline.
Oh, of course. It's all sensation. Like every news article from it, be MSN or anything.
You
or
gotta
Fox,
click a
it's
boring
all
article.
sensational. Right, exactly.
Review on the latest Windows 10 update.
Right. It's not like
Yeah, it's all right.
right. It's not like steak
What's your tax
prices-
guy's last name?
It's not like steak prices cause customers to get testy. It's massive brawl breaks out at the Golden Corral over lack of meat.
Last slice of meat.
Right. I mean, that's what it was.
Oh my gosh, get rid of it. Next topic. We've already discussed it. There's nothing else to say.
Dude, this is fucking, it's so fucking funny to watch these fucking animals go at
That guy
it.
with a mug shot because he got arrested at Golden Corral because he can't control himself.
No, it's like, look at these fucking people. It was a 40-person brawl that with these two families that decided that they're just going to fucking throw tables and chairs at each other because the fucking Golden Corral was short on meat.
If you squint, it looks like a high school food fight.
Oh, it was fucking ridiculous. Like,
Well, of course they're short on meat. Fucking two families of 40 people decided to show up.
well, exactly. And it's like each of them weigh about an average of 450 fucking pounds.
Each
So-
person?
It's a median average, Chad, not each
How's that a
person.
medium average?
Listen,
Because you have one guy that's 890
I
pounds,
know,
and
really.
then one
That
person that's
means there'd be
150.
people even fatter than that.
listen.
You have a cavalry charge of people on scooters.
To the buffet!
See, this is why China's gonna win because,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, because the kind of people like you see at Golden Corral, half the time it's pigs who go to a trough of fucking food and just shove it down their throats. And then as soon as one person doesn't get something that they want, guess what? It's gonna
Look
fucking
how
turn.
big all of those people are. There's
not
not
happy
a
some of them
small
are wearing
person in
masks.
sight.
It doesn't matter. Like it's really that's just an
It's
employee.
I'm gonna wear
That's the
my
employee who's recording it. And so, like,
Imagine how terrified he was.
oh god! I mean, he didn't do anything. He just whipped out his phone and recorded it. Like they're entire. Like imagine
World
having to clean that
star. World star.
shit up. Imagine having to clean that shit up. Like they're just throwing shit at each other.
When he's an old man, this is going to be the war story he tells his grandchildren.
Man, they probably consider this in the budget when they're buying
Oh, they
furniture for these massive chain restaurants. They're like, well, okay, we have to consider someone throws this across the room at least
Somebody call IKEA.
twice a year.
Right.
So how much does it bounce, and how many holes in the drywall can we expect, and how much does that affect our budget this year?
Like,
Riots in the dining room.
Hold up. This old woman is. Oh, hold up a second. This old woman was clearly saying, like that bitch cut in front of me. She deserved to get hit. Like he was.
Ridiculous.
Like there he is. Like she's clearly just like, yeah.
Everyone just woke up and wanted to throw a chair that
That's when I
morning.
told Junior to pick up the child seat and throw it at that bitch. Sure, there was a child in it, but I said, fuck it, let's use it as mortar. And that would basically be all it is. Like that right there.
It's the principle.
You want to know what I think are the worst people in this situation? Is Channel 3 who heard about this and goes, you know what? I'm going to find these people and interview them about this.
They had to do investigative journalism
Yeah.
into a fight that broke out of the Golden Corral.
Let's see how deep this bad blood goes.
Like, what? You're Channel 3.
The most trusted name in your local
Like,
news.
I expect
the
to see this on fucking futurism.com.
Bessalem. Where the fuck is Bessalem?
I mean, or Facebook Live. I mean, I don't know.
Bensalem. Let's see. Where is that in Bensalem, Pennsylvania? Okay, there it is. Yeah, they're not in the South, but it's still a state of just trash.
It's weird. I knew a girl from rural Pennsylvania, and when she told me she was from Pennsylvania, I was stunned because she talked with a fairly obvious Southern
Rural
accent.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't just rural. Like
It's like this.
it was like, it sounded like she was trying to sound like Jeff Foxworthy.
Like, how does a northerner does that get you excited? Just like, that's got to be the most
does.
biggest turn off. It's like I gotta put my dick in that corn-fed motherfucker.
No,
Northerners are extremely mean to people actually about it.
Yeah.
I've literally seen people quit their job because they get
just
bullied
get fucking
about their
berated
accent.
about
I
it
almost-
all the
Yeah,
time.
I've seen people quit their job because they get berated about it.
I almost left our Skype call because when you guys first met me, you berated me over it.
I'm not surprised. I don't remember. I mean, obviously you would remember because you're the one who got traumatized by
Plus,
it.
everybody was
You
also
berated me
like,
for years.
in the
Dave, we
beginning,
like you.
there was some really, really bad shit that went on in those early Skype calls. Like looking back on some of the shit everybody
Say to
would
me?
say.
It was bad.
Yeah.
No,
Not
we
just
said
you,
some
just
bad
in
things.
general.
Alex would send me a picture and be like, "Yeah, Dave, that's whatever's going on in that photo is completely legal. Yeah, you might want to delete that from your hard drive." I remember that vividly. Like my second day in college, I download some picture Alex sends me from Skype, and he's like, "Dave, it's perfectly legal. That's a legal picture. Paperwork was signed for that."
Paperwork was signed.
It was a Romeo and Juliet.
It's an NFT now.
10 seconds later, he's like, "Yeah, Dave, you might want to remove that from your computer."
Jesus.
Oh man, guys, season 3, episode 1. You didn't eat any of the food I brought, which is fine. You know,
I thought that was for decoration.
Yeah,
decoration.
I
That's not
ate
plastic?
before I came here.
I mean, Chad came prepared, at least too.
Yeah, he dumped his fries all over the floor.
I know.
Came real prepared.
Oh yeah, Ryan, dude, how'd you enjoy your first podcast?
No, I thought it was excellent. I think we had pretty
Good fun?
pretty crazy, awesome topics.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be fun to have you on, dude. I'm excited. I really am. You know, early on, like I said, I was a little hesitant, but I was like, when more and more that Evan and Chad said, dude, we should definitely have him on. Like, you know what? He's right, and we kept having fun through Discord and everything.
Was it my accent?
No, it was just me being weird. I'm a weirdo, dude. But no, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode season 3 of the season 3 premiere of the Mooks Podcast. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok are usually where most of our content is.
We're on TikTok?
Mookscast.com. We have clips on TikTok.
I'm striking.
For the algorithm. And also, if you like
fucking
playing video
kids.
games, join us on our Discord server. Link is in the description below. Thank you. All right.
Tip the band.
Peace. Yes.